Welcome to The Aggregate, narrative codings from around the globe. It's a show that salutes the close-knit community of architects, designers, builders, and artists from our world who refuse to ration their plaster passion. Amidst a world of click-and-stick emotions, the show celebrates the spoken word and forces us to listen, process, and grow. With an open and limber mind, these subtle connective moments will provide respite to recharge with an emphasis on shared techniques and knowledge, while simultaneously fueling our fires for continued creativity on and off the job site. So take a deep breath as New Age Artisans continues to coat the planet and change the paradigm of what it means to educate, empower, and create. Greetings, I'm your host Jeremy Mastretta, along with my man on the boards, Vincent Ryan, and welcome to the show. Hey everybody out there in the plaster world. Hope everyone's doing well today. And, thanks for tuning in with us. We're at episode number 20. Double digits times 2. I can't believe it. I think it was just yesterday. I was talking to Will here, one of our guests, before recording on episode 1, and that was back in November, and we're 6 months past the first episode, and I honestly think that the most difficult part of this entire process was looking at Gabe and actually audibly saying hello. I mean, who am I to start a podcast, and who the hell cares what I think? What's so important about what I have to say? And as these episodes have evolved, so have my thoughts, and at first I was convinced this show was going to be about a lot of nerdy, kind of geeky information, and I think to a degree it really is. But mostly what I'm learning, it's about stories, and it's about real-life stories and tales that are beyond the trowel, and it's the backstory that a website can't tell. It's a story that Instagram can't tell, or Pinterest can't tell it. It's a look into the lives of iconic characters from around the globe, and it's about people that I really like, and people who at least pretend, I think, to like me. And it's about a community, and it's about our community. And I'm just a small little dot on the globe, and the aggregate, it's just but a grain of small sand amidst what I think is a saucy, wet mix of humans, humidity, experience, and knowledge. And as these stories get deployed and spread out amongst our canvas minds, they slowly set and become permanently etched into our minds. And they really do truly inspire us. So thank you for the support. It keeps me going every week. And I don't plan to stop, because there are more grains of sand out there in the world, and more people and topics that structure our plaster world. And this week we're beyond privileged to talk to not one, but 2 industry professionals whose depth and breadth comprises and inspires multi-generational knowledge. Ladies and gents, please welcome my esteemed colleagues and great friends, Philip and William Gaches. How you doing today, boys?
I'm great. Thanks, Jeremy.
How you there?
Yeah, good, Jeremy. I'm pretty well, thanks. Nice to be on the show.
Yes, it's been a long time coming.
It certainly has.
Yeah, from the very beginning when I started this, I'm like, I'm gonna get Phil, I'm gonna get Will, I'm gonna get Jude, and then I kind of got to the point where it was like such a big ammo to fire that I just didn't want to do it until the time was right, and the time became right a few weeks ago when Mr. William wanted to hop on a plane and come over and pay us a little visit here. So I'm sitting right next to Will. We're drinking a cup of Clippa tea, which is delicious. Sorry, Phil, we put oat milk in it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But
painful.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is what we had at the moment.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Becky Gilling's got something to pay for.
Becky would approve. Desperate times call for desperate measures, my friend.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's 1:42 here. What time is it for you guys over there in the UK?
It is 7:45 in the evening.
7:45 in the evening. And I'm going to guess what little I know, you've maybe had a cup of tea and are discussing the score of a footy game or rugby game, and segueing into a little bit of a work chat with William, who can't do that right now except over the Z telephone, and Jude. So I guess you're stuck talking to Jude on these couple weeks.
Well, Jude and I spent all day together in one room today, and we spoke about 10 words.
That sounds amazing.
And that was us talking about not talking.
Stop talking. I remember last winter when you guys were here and we were driving up to Bridger Bowl to go skiing. And my daughter Bay was right in the middle seat in the back, and she was surrounded by Will, and then there's Jude, and Jude looked down at her. Bay kind of looked up, and he said, "Hello, Bay." And Bay said, "Hi, Jude." And I just remember looking in the back thinking, like, wow, these are two very different humans right here.
2 words.
Yeah. So
2 great words. Wow.
yeah. So good. But yeah, Will's here, and we've been enjoying having him on a bit of some trainings. Will, tell us a little bit about your trip so far. What have you been up to, both on and off the court?
Yeah, well, it's been great, as always. Bozeman's a wonderful place to visit. There's great people, a great crew who I've enjoyed meeting. And then there's plenty to do, whether it's trail running, skiing, climbing, if that's what you're into. It's a really great place to visit. And then, of course, there's the work side of things. So all the plastering I've been doing up in Big Sky and in Big Timber. So some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's been fun. I think my most favorite thing that we did was our Baldy lap.
Yeah.
Somewhat impromptu.
Bit of a trial by fire, I think that was.
Yeah, but
Fun.
early bird catches the worm.
Oh, yeah,
And,
without a doubt.
Yeah, that was a beautiful morning, one that we'll remember forever.
Yeah, there was, about, was it an hour and a half up of just pain, and then about 30 seconds at the top, which was fantastic, and then about another hour and a half of pain down.
Yeah.
So, great experience.
Yeah. Can't wait to do it again.
Oh, absolutely. I'm there for it.
Yeah. We're here chit-chatting mostly, the plaster is kind of what brought us together. But what are the favorite aspects that you have plastering in the UK with your dad and with Jude?
Well, it's such a broad topic. There's so much that we do, working conservation and restoration, and also on new projects. It's the amount of stuff we bounce back and forth and do is really incredible. And that is maybe my favorite thing, is just the sheer amount of variation in our craft. Of course, there's certain things I prefer. Elizabethan ceilings, for instance, are wonderful to do and are a really great experience, especially when we run them as a course. That's great, getting to work with people and teach them everything we know about this trade is fantastic. And then, of course, there's the opposite end of the spectrum, which would be just flat sand and lime, which, again, it has its own, therapeutic feeling to it. When you're just there and you're cracking out big meterage, it's great. And it's also a workout, so that's fun too.
Yeah.
It's really hard to pinpoint one thing. I could point to jobs, but each has their own, trials, tribulations, and then at the same time, it has its payoff. So, yeah, it's really difficult for me to pinpoint one thing, but I think just as a whole, the industry that we're in is just fantastic, and the trade that we're in is fantastic. So it's just great.
Can I help you pinpoint one thing that's great?
Well, I think I often do.
Can I help?
Can you help?
I think you should help.
Yeah.
Help away, sir.
It's working with your dad.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one. That's the best thing.
You've got me there.
Well, that I can say from where I stand watching you guys, and the first time I met you guys, I thought how awesome is it that these folks all work together.
Yeah.
And Phil, correct me if I'm wrong, but you also worked with your dad, correct?
Yeah, that's right. My dad, my uncle, my brother.
Amazing. And what time? When did your dad start plastering?
Oh, he started the business in 48, just after the war. He came out of the army. He was still in his very early 20s. I think he joined up when he was 15, like lots of young men did, or young boys actually. Came out of the army 46, 47, and started plastering. He was still, I think, about 20, he'd have been 22, 23 or so. Started plastering with some guys in Peterborough and learnt the trade. So he started in 48, yeah.
And what sort of plaster was he running in Peterborough?
Just it was post-war stuff, so they're throwing up houses because so much of Peterborough had been destroyed by the war. In the war, it was a big, heavy industry city, you see. So it was getting bombed nightly, and lots of housing destroyed. So they were throwing up houses real quick. So it was all new work.
All new work, so kind of veneer, skim overboard.
No. Sand, cement, and finish. It was all solid plastering. And they were using something called Plaster lath, which was a very narrow piece of plasterboard that was used almost like timber laths. It was a really weird thing. So yeah, new work, throwing it up super quick, trying to get people back in houses. That's what he got started on.
Yeah, and then how long did he plaster for?
Oh, he plastered right up until the day before he died in 1987.
Yeah.
So he died very suddenly on a Saturday, and we were working together the day before.
Yeah. Well, and you were how old when that happened?
I was 23.
23. And you took over the family business that following Monday.
I did, yeah. What a baptism of fire that is. Sorry, I was just thinking about my dad. Yes, it was dramatic, but that we survived those first few years is a miracle, because I knew nothing about business. I mean, I could plaster. I was a pretty good plasterer by then, but actually dealing with clients, running the business, I knew nothing. So I had to kind of just make it up as I went along. Made a lot of mistakes, which I learned from.
Yeah, mistakes are the best things.
And still make some of them today.
Yeah. People ask me a lot, how have you learned? How have you learned? And I'm quick to let everyone know I've learned what not to do. Those are nice to get out of the way. And again, just like you, I think I make a mistake or two just about every day that I kind of learn from. Yeah.
But if you learn from it, it's not actually a mistake.
That's right. Yeah. Fail. First attempt in learning.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were just a couple of kids. Well, I say a couple of kids. We weren't even married by then. Nikki was just my girlfriend.
Just your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Pretty girlfriend, I'm sure.
Oh my God, she was gorgeous, and still is.
Still is. She's a showstopper.
Yeah.
First time
she'll be listening.
Yeah. First time I met her, I think I walked into your house and she said, "Would you sit down and fancy a cup of tea?" I don't even know what this means, but yeah, I'm in. Get to talk to you. I'm in. Sign me up, and we sat and we talked for probably an hour.
Great English hospitality.
Yeah. There was no was not an answer at that point in time.
Absolutely not.
So I got to talk about Will and Jude, and I got to talk about Will's love of rap music.
Apparently.
Yeah, it was amazing. But Phil, before you were a plasterer, what did you do as a young lad?
Well, I mean, I was working with my father when I was still at school. So I didn't really finish school very successfully, I have to admit. I didn't fit in school. So I suppose as a kid, I liked fishing, and I played football from the moment I could stand up. Mm-hmm. That's English football, not that kind of rugby type football that you guys play.
We played catch here. That's what we call it.
So I played football from the moment I could stand up, and I was a big Leeds United fan, and I loved going fishing. So I'd go fishing the weekend and take a radio with me, listen to football while I was fishing. That was my passion, really, I suppose.
Yeah. What do you?
Getting into trouble. I did a lot of getting into trouble.
Anything good? Anything you want to share with the group?
I was pretty good at that. I haven't lost that skill, actually. I'm still pretty good at it today.
Yeah. I've seen you kind of meander your way towards a little troublesome thing from time to time.
Just with contractors now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, keeps everybody on their toes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What do you think in your early years, Phil, what do you think were some of your greatest projects?
Oh my God! I mean, we've been all over the place, haven't we? This trade has taken us all around the world. Although it took me 60 years to get to the US to come and see you guys. I mean, we've been in Italy, we've been in Myanmar, we've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Kabul, haven't I? I think one thing that sticks in my mind is the first time we worked at Buckingham Palace. That was super cool. And now we work there all the time, and I moan about it, but actually that was a very cool thing the first time we worked there. You know, they at the pre-start meeting, the guys from the palace said to me, "How can you do the job for so little money?" And I said to them, "Well, you know, we really wanted this job, and we weren't prepared to lose it for the sake of a few quid." I said, "I've got a gang of friends that work with me, all work for nothing if we need to. So there's not a problem with money on this job." And we did the job, and it's actually we made a little profit, and it went really well. So I think that one, first job at Buckingham Palace was super, super cool.
Yeah. Well, as our friend Kelsey Thrush would say, Jeremy, it's not legal tender, but it has value. And that sounds like the exact definition of that. Kelsey would love to go work at Buckingham Palace.
Oh, would she? Well, we're working now at the moment. She could come over any time and come with us.
She would love to. She's about to be slightly tied down at home.
Oh, yeah. Of course she is. Actually, it's not that cool a building.
Yeah.
It sounds like it should be, but actually we work in much better buildings.
Much better buildings.
I'm probably going to jail for saying that.
Yeah, it's okay. We won't tell anybody except for the entire world that's listening. How old were you when you had children, Phil?
Will was born when I was 35, which is kind of weird because my parents were 40 when I was born. And I always said I was going to have children earlier than they did. Because I thought they were a bit old when I was growing up and wanting to run around. They kind of didn't, you know. But actually, it took us a little while to get going on that. We were working on houses. We were as poor as church mice, and trying to renovate a house on a shoestring, and we had to wait. So we in the end, I think we just went for it. And Will came along when I was 35, and then Jude would have been 3 years later, so 38. I guess.
Yeah.
I think. How old are you, Will?
Me? I'll leave that for you to answer.
I think you're around 25, 26.
So you've got it spot on with 25 there, mate.
25, okay.
26 next month.
Cool. 25, and I'm 60, so there you go, 35.
35, that's good math. The math checks out.
I can do that math.
Yeah. Well, Will, before you were 25, when you were a young lad, what sort of things were you into that were not plaster?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't into plaster in my younger years.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't dragged along to a few jobs on the way, but no, I was into a plethora of different things. Just getting out with my mates really was the main thing, but that was a vessel for fishing and football and BMXing and all sorts really. I played a lot of sport, mainly pushing by my father. But yeah, I was interested in just hanging about and having a good time and enjoying myself as a kid. I didn't really have many worries or deep thoughts, you know?
Yeah. Dad, Mom are too busy working for you.
Yeah. Absent parenting, I think you call it.
Yeah, that's what I try and do with my kids. I try and just say, don't worry about it. But every once in a while, I'll kind of pull them real close, and I'm like, come on in here, little one. Let me show you what the rest of the world's got going on, so you can really get a perspective on how good you got it.
Yeah.
How hard Mom and Dad are working.
Oh yeah, no, I knew I had it good. When we moved to our latest house and we had all the space to have campouts and stuff like that, I always felt very privileged. Yeah.
And then you were talking about some other jobs that you had before working.
Yeah, coming out of school, I kind of fell into a website development role, an apprenticeship after sixth form. So I spent a year doing that, at the end of which I was made redundant. To be honest, looking back, I was definitely not enjoying the role that I had. But whilst looking for other jobs, I went and worked with Phil and realised that this was way better than any kind of office role that I could ever, be employed in. The website developing was interesting at first, but I don't think coding was necessarily for me. Working with my hands is a much better skill.
It's a different mindset for sure.
Yeah, definitely a different mindset.
It's been a challenge for me with some of our creative endeavors, watching some of this coding go down, because the way that my mind works, it's very linear, but it's also, you know, kind of an artistic way. And Walker, who's doing our website and is kind of doing the back end of our portal, just to see how his mind works and how he's able to code these things, it's just it's baffling.
It's a very interesting skill to learn, and yeah, there is quite a lot of fluidity within it. So much so that if you take code from one developer to another, the one developer will have to spend a good amount of time breaking it down and figuring out what this other dev's done. But within that, there's also a lot of, you know, rules and regulations. It's not a free-flowing art, but it's certainly interesting.
Yeah. And then how about Jude? What did he do?
Well, Jude came straight out of school after GCSEs. He didn't do further education, just came straight with us.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he had a similar childhood to me in terms of just wanting to get out with his friends. He was big into scooting. And to be honest, at one point I thought he might even do that as a profession. He was very good. But no, I would say a very similar story.
Yeah. And then Phil, the first time you put a trowel in these boys' hands, how old were they?
Oh boy. We've got a great picture of them both. They've climbed on top of the work van. We had an old Land Rover with a roof rack, and they're sitting on top of the works van. I think they've both got high-vis vests on and probably a trowel in their hand. I think they're about probably 6 and 3 or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
They had access to the workshops from the day they were born. So yeah, they grew up holding trowels, but they've both blossomed into such wonderful craftsmen. I couldn't be more proud.
Yeah. It's I would say even from last year, Will, to this year, just being alongside you yesterday, kind of training you up a little bit on our veneer system, just seeing the trowel move back and forth in the flow that you had. I mean, it's just miles different.
Yeah. Working with your crew and picking up these skills. I mean, I definitely felt a lot more rusty when I came back this time, but you can really get into it when you watch your crew who clearly know what they're doing, and you watch how they move. You can imitate that, and my trial skills definitely improved from our side of things, which of course helps with veneer systems. And it's been really nice just to be able to get some of this material on the wall and really just go at it with the crew.
Yeah, and it's very different as well for everyone listening. I mean, plaster means so many things in so many different parts of the world, and I was very taken, Phil, when I first met you guys in France years ago, just understanding, you know, the ornate process that goes into running a molding, running cornice. And what I really noticed here, with what we're doing, there's a drive a lot of times to have this immaculate flat wall. No one wants to see a trowel stroke in it. It's just, it's pretty boring. And then I really love projects. We went to look at a project yesterday for Highline Partners that I'm really excited about, that's going to have a lot of depth and a lot of texture to it. It's a little bit more of a kind of a rustic flair with a you know, nod to contemporary architecture as well.
I was going to say, the weird thing is, you know, we build houses, new houses, and our goal seems to be to make everything flat and square and plumb and all that stuff. But in actual fact, when we go into old houses and they're not like that, and there is texture and shadow on the walls, just not created that way. It's just the patina of age, and the ceilings aren't quite level and that stuff. We love it, and yet we're creating all these horrible, boring, dull, flat walls everywhere. It's bizarre. I find it really bizarre that we do that.
Yeah, and there's kind of this notion that if it's not absolutely flat and absolutely perfect, it's wrong.
Yeah, we love imperfection.
Yeah, and what I've noticed about your guys' work is you guys really, really, really celebrate the notion of handmade.
So when we create something, it will be created authentically for that period of history. So Elizabethan things and Jacobean things are made very freehand made, just flowing with the shape of the building and that sort of thing. And that's beautiful. It looks just perfect for that period. But if we were to do that in a Georgian house, it would look awful and vulgar, because it needs to be straight and sharp and straight, and organized. So we have to adapt to the skills and the way we approach a project to suit that period of history. That's quite complicated.
Yeah.
It's all about process.
All about process. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And even with our systems here, just meek little veneer systems, it is all about process as well.
Oh no, those systems are beautiful.
Oh, they're beautiful in their own right. But I'll be the first.
Because they do have texture, because they catch light and shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
don't they? That's the beautiful thing about them, is they're not just dead flat emulsioned walls, which is what I'm looking at right now. It's in our accommodation.
In your accommodations, yeah. Where are you guys right now?
We are just outside Salisbury in Wiltshire, working at a house called Trafalgar.
Trafalgar. And what sort of processes are you executing there?
Oh, it's very fine Regency, actually. We're working on the finest Regency ceiling in England. And so it's very organized and straight and perfect.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm always interested. People ask me a lot, how do people find you? How are you able to find these jobs? And what's interesting about us is we're not finding the jobs anymore. The jobs are finding us. How does it work for you guys after all these years?
Yeah, exactly. We've never gone out looking for work. I don't know how people get in touch with them. I mean, we're all over social media, aren't we? People are always moaning that we're putting posts up again. We're all over social media, but I think it's reputation. Reputation is absolutely key. My father used to say it takes 10 years to build a reputation and 10 seconds to lose one.
Mm-hmm.
A bad decision and the reputation's gone. So it's something you build, isn't it? A reputation, and then you have to care for it, nurture it, and look after it. So I think it's reputation. I did ask, when we first worked at Buckingham Palace, I did say to the architect at the end of the job, how did you find us? Thinking it would be reputation, a recommendation from somebody. And he said, I just follow you on LinkedIn.
That'll work. LinkedIn it's like the social media for the professional.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have the glitz and the glam and the vanity like an Instagram or a Pinterest or even that god-awful Facebook. But it's still a social network that combines people that works.
It's business related, isn't it? It's all supposed to be business related rather than all of the puppy rescues and that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's a little bit more concrete versus a little less ethereal feeling like Instagram is. I
do like puppy rescues though as well.
Yeah. Puppy rescues are good. Everybody likes a good puppy, which is amazing. Talk to me a little bit. We're at the position now here in the States, especially now that we're manufacturing our own plaster. We've really come to celebrate our competition, and our competitors are actually slowly becoming our customers, which is a whole different conversation. But what I've noticed, especially with period-specific projects that you guys are working on, is there's certainly a different look from when the Gaches will show up versus someone else. How do you go about and carry out recreating something that was done 16, 17, 1800s to make it so that it actually looks of antiquity?
Well,
okay. I'll take this one.
I'm dying to know.
I mean, from all that I've learned, it is a complicated process, and it takes a collaboration of multiple different people. We have to get on site and we have to see the job and we have to communicate with the architects and the clients in order to meet client expectations. But there's always a back and forth and constant communication. It's often the case that we'll have pictures or architectural drawings of the original pieces. And then sometimes, if there's not, we have to figure out what would be most apt to put back into place. So it's really about getting the design first, and then from the design and from the period, you can then dictate in which method you're going to put it back.
Yeah, but what I found interesting,
Yeah, absolutely.
and Phil, you can speak to this. Will was telling me about a project that you guys recently had been working on, where he was able to tell me about two of the plasterers that had worked on the project over 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the information about these people, and they were the best plasterers in Europe, is what Will said at the time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well. Look, I've got a huge book at home called something like Craftsmen and Designers, 1650 to 1830 or something like that. And it lists every plasterer, carpenter, painter, architect, designer that was working, and where they were working, and how much they were charging, and they're amazing. Everything's recorded, so we know. We almost, certainly if you go to a big country house like Castle Howard, we know who the plasterers were that did various elements of that building.
Yeah.
And we can from that we can research where else they've worked and the designs that they've used, and we can create work from that specific kind of school of plastering. Vasari, I don't remember if it was Vasari and Baguti or Artari. They were Italian stucadors from Ticini in southern Switzerland, northern Italy, and those guys would walk over to northern Europe every year and work in all of the big country houses in the 18th century, and up into UK and across to Ireland as well, and carry out this amazing work. But yeah, they did some fantastic work at Castle Howard. It's really sublime.
Yeah. And are you guys adding your name to a current directory so that 200, 300 years from now, folks will see that the great Gaches were part of it?
Yeah, everything does get recorded. But I was talking to an archivist recently who suggested that she came and put our archives in order so that the archives of the business since we started are all kind of in some kind of organized place, because at the moment they're just in piles of boxes in the back of the workshop. So we may get a professional archivist just to put the history of our business so far into some organized order.
Yeah. And then does that do these archives and do these directories, do they exist in other countries as well? Because you've traveled.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the problem with Italy certainly, yes. A lot of the places we've been have been post-conflict. Myanmar, for example, was ruled by the military for 60 or 70 years after the Second World War. Once they kicked the occupying, I think it was the Japanese, out, and after that, administration just went to hell in a handcart, so a lot of records were lost and thrown away, and people use stuff like that to light fires when they're cold, and keep themselves warm and safe. So records in those places tend to get lost, and we're relying on sort of oral histories being kept and then recorded. So I'm not sure about that really, but certainly Northern Europe, and I'm sure in America too, in the US.
Yeah.
Records will be kept on, the major buildings, because of course in the historic records of some of your main historic buildings, there will be invoices from that time detailing who did the work, and it all just has to be dug out. It's all there somewhere.
Yeah, all there somewhere, especially now with the rise of, the great Google Drive, if you will.
Yeah, actually, a lot of records of British country houses are kept in America. I can't think where they were. They were. A lot of them have been bought by American institutions, like universities and that sort of thing, and they're still available. I think, I can't remember. I think Yale University have a huge amount of information online. We did a job at Cobham Dairy, didn't we, Will?
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to go on the internet and download the original architect's drawings from 1780 or something, that were on file in the US. So you guys have got it.
Yeah, we've got it, and we'll hold on to it. And maybe we'll share with our friends across the pond. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I kind of want to talk about a little bit more of the sharing policy that you have really employed amongst the world.
Plaster is an enigma. With so many recipes, techniques, and applications, its variety of definitions and shrouded secrets have muddled millions. Even with its ancient mysteries, there seems to be a spread in its modern popularity. Possessed by Pinterest and Insta images, newcomers frantically search the halls of Google, patching together some sense of structure to create three-dimensional walls, organic cornices, abstract art, and relief sculpture. What if the journey of discovering wasn't so daunting? What if all the coveted information was encapsulated under one roof? Wait no longer. We have amassed thousands of years of practice, technique, and art into one hub, the Plaster portal. Through our modern technology, the portal preserves these processes and offers people around the world the opportunity to learn directly from the masters. And we're inviting you to be part of this paradigm shift. Please consider becoming a member today. With a small annual fee, your baseline membership provides purchasing access to New Age Artisan Plaster blends, as well as curated content, including instructional videos, books, and specialty blog posts. And that's not it. You'll gain access to our ever-growing Artist Series classes, highlighting niche plaster finishes and industry professionals from around the world, eager to share their time-honored techniques. Together, we can inspire the world to celebrate these trades, discover new and valuable skills, and save the arts. Head to newageartisans.com and click the Plaster portal link. Sign up is fast and easy and affordable. We can't wait to have you part of our community. Now back to the show.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for listening to our commercial break. Vincent's beautiful voice. Good work, Vincent. Please join the Plaster portal because it supports amazing things like the Aggregate podcast. We'd love to have you. We're getting new members every single day, and it is awesome. We're building our beautiful community, which is what it's all about to me, sharing of the knowledge. And before the break, we were talking about some documents that were held by our friends over at beautiful Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, very close to my homeland of Madison, Connecticut, but under 20 minutes away. And Will and Phil were saying that they got a hold of some architectural drawings and were able to recreate some plaster work. And what I have noticed over time, past few years knowing the Gaches, is kind of this open book policy, this propensity to want to share. And it is something that I have always really wanted to do in my life, and I have always really tried to share. And Phil, I noticed with you very quickly, not even so much in the world of business, but also in just general social activity. Someone will say, "Oh, thank you, it's very kind." And you are very quick to say, "Oh, no, the pleasure is all mine." You're a very giving person, which is notable. Would you agree, Will?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I've picked up from the trade and working with Phil is, the propensity to always want to give and share. And I've been on the receiving end of that. There's been quite a few times, with you bringing me over and teaching me, and the same with multiple other professionals. I've been around the UK without Phil, learning from multiple different people. And it just makes everything easier, everything better. You have good relationships. You're not ultra competitive with these people who have these huge knowledge bases you're able to rely on them and go to them for help, and then they can do the same to you, and it just improves everyone's ability to conduct their work in the best possible way.
Yeah. It's just kind of this web of knowledge that keeps spreading. And my friend Doug Muniz de Vargas from Brazil, he put it perfectly. He said the most important thing we can do is import and export knowledge. That's the most amazing product we have as humans, is our knowledge, and we have to share with it. Phil, you have liked to share your knowledge so much that you actually literally wrote a book. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Where to buy it from and how much it costs?
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, they can not only share the knowledge, but you share your money with Phil, too.
Yeah, I was thinking about where it all started, really. I think I was approached by an historic buildings group here in the UK about 30 years ago and asked if I would give a talk to 100 people and put on some kind of demonstration, and I stupidly said yes, because I was terrified. I can't tell you how scared I was. I am not a natural confident speaking person. I still get a bit nervous today, but certainly 30 years ago I was terrified. I was considering faking a faint to get out of it. Anyway, yeah, I did that, and Nikki and I, my wife and I, had a discussion at the time and said we need to be really careful because we're creating our own competition, and the market in the UK at that time was very small. We're creating our own competition. Why would we do that? But we decided to go with it because we said, actually, if we do that, we're always going to be one step ahead of those coming underneath us, and we can help shape things, and we can work with those people coming through behind us, and that's exactly how it's gone. So we decided to do the teaching thing and to create the competition, and the competition would then become friends, and that's the way we look at it. So we became friends with you, following you attending one of our courses, didn't we, in France? Mm-hmm. And we became friends with Gabe, your first guest on your podcast, through the same course. So now what we do is we teach a range of courses, and at the end of the course, we look at the people who are really good at doing those skills, and then we say, we should employ him or we should employ her. And these guys stay around for years. So we taught Becky Gilling 3 years ago or so, and she's still working with us now. I'll be working with her on Tuesday on a project down in Devon. Anna Castillo Villa, who's one of your recent guests. Mm-hmm. Anna worked with us for several years after she finished her training with us on the King's Foundation. It used to be the Prince's Foundation. So we see delegates on our courses now as friends and colleagues, and we continue to work with them afterwards. And sometimes it goes the other way. They'll get a job and they'll contact us and say, "Can you come and work with us on this?" Which of course we always do. It's great. It's such a lovely way to work, isn't it? And I'm a kid who left school with no qualifications and no real skills, and never dreamt that I would have a skill that people would want to learn. And so for me, it's such a privilege. It's a privilege and an honor to be able to have something that other people want. And I can't believe it. It's a dream come true.
Yeah. Will and I were talking about it. Sure, when was that? That was last week. Mm-hmm. We were walked out of a project we were working on, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day, and we could just see the sun setting over the mountains, and then we could smell the fresh plaster, and I walked out, not a breath of wind in the air, and I just looked at Will and I said, "We're spoiled rotten."
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coming together as friends and collaborating on work. It's nothing better.
Yeah, nothing better. Yeah. Nothing better whatsoever. Phil, you were talking about the Prince's Foundation, which is now called the King's Foundation, and I learned that it was named the Prince's Foundation when there was a prince, and now there's a king, which makes total sense to me. But there's been a lot of graduates that have worked with you. How did you first get involved with this organization? And can you tell us from your point of view what it's all about?
Right. I have no idea how I became involved with them in the first place. It was such a long time ago. And it was probably the reputation thing. You know, they probably rang me and said, we've got some students. We've got a student who wants to come and do a placement with a plasterer. Would you entertain hosting her? And of course, you know, as we talked about the philosophy of sharing, we did. That was about 20 years ago, and that was a woman called Gail Haddow. So the Prince's Foundation, it's called the Apprenticeship for the Building Craft, or something like that. It's fantastic. So it's really well funded, so that people from disadvantaged backgrounds can apply and get on the course and can afford to do it. Unlike a lot of the courses, which become a bit underfunded, and then only people from a middle-class background can afford to do them, which drives me mad and is completely wrong. But that's an argument for another day.
Yeah.
So the Prince's Foundation is great. So students go up to Dumfries House, where the foundation is based, and they do a series of workshops over a period of weeks from different tradesmen, learning a variety of skills from thatching to lead work to joinery to plastering. And they also design a building. And at the end of the project, so once they finish those workshops, they then choose a trade, and then they choose a placement provider, and we are a placement provider. So they choose a placement provider, they come out to you, and they can spend as long as they like out of 3 months. But they have to be on placement, so they might go to several different placements, or they might just go to one. And generally, we end up with a student for the whole 3 months. And this year we had 2. We were doubly lucky. So in 20 years, I think we've trained around about 16 or 17 students. They've all been young women, all between the ages of around about early 20s to early 30s. And every one of them is still in the trade plastering today.
Yeah.
It's 100% success rate. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's something we're really, really proud of. And as I said earlier, you know, Anna Castillavia, Becky Gilling, these guys come back and work with us fairly regularly. So it's such a successful thing.
Yeah. And recently you had Gemma, right? Plaster Lass?
Yeah, that's right, Gemma. And Karen. So we had 2 this year.
Yep, I remember meeting her too. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were great. They work really hard. They're good fun to be around. They kind of, I mean, we were talking about me and Jude not talking much all day today. They never stop talking. So it kind of livens up the whole building site. And they do great work. You know, they, as I said, they work hard, they get stuck in, and they just get on with it. So, yeah, good to have around. So it's great. It's a great project. Yeah.
And what do you think, you know, from the whole arc of the program, what would it look like? What's a typical day look like, and where would you start on 1 month, and where would you finish at the end of 3 months?
Oh, God. They just come and get stuck in wherever we're working.
Yeah.
Literally, whatever we're doing, they just come and get stuck in with us. So we introduce them to what we're doing, and they come usually with their own tools, and we tell them how to do it and how to work safely, and they just work shoulder to shoulder with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I mean, it's all experience, hands-on experience.
There's no better way to learn.
No, it's great.
Yeah, you could sit there and you could sit in class all day long with a pen and pencil and start writing everything down, but you're never going to learn until you actually have your hands on it.
That's right. Absolutely right. We teach them how to make tea properly, with cow's milk, and the milk in first.
Hold on, I'm going to get a sip of this.
That stuff, you know.
You hear that, buddy? That's oat milk. So it's a little lukewarm.
Travesty.
It's a travesty. Yeah. Let them have cow's milk. Will, how often do you integrate yourself, you and Jude, into the teachings of these classes?
Yeah, I mean, Phil is obviously the lead in all of these classes. However, me and Jude, we're there really to support and to offer help wherever we can. In more formal situations, in the classroom, or when we're, teaching, there's been some plaster work on the ceiling, I will always be there working alongside the students, and they can always come to me and ask for advice and help, and 9 times out of 10, we can work to some kind of solution with their issue. With the students who come and work with us, it's obviously a slightly different dynamic where we're really there to work. So I will just be getting on with work all day. I'll be working shoulder to shoulder with them. And again, they can always come to me and ask me for help, and that's fine. And it's the same with Jude. We're always there to help guide and help them traverse through the working day. I would just say it's nothing formal. It's just me trying to be as helpful as possible, and that's how I always approach teaching.
Yeah.
The main thing is that, students get what they are paying for or what they're here to do.
Yeah, and what they're going to get out of it, what they put into it.
Yeah, exactly. If they get stuck in, it does vary. Some students are more hands-on than others, and the ones that are more hands-on always get the better teaching experience and always come away with more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the ones that are willing to...
One skill I've picked up... Sorry to interrupt. One skill I've picked up recently is learning to shut up and step backwards, and let Will get to the front and do the talking.
Yeah, I wish you'd do a bit more, actually.
Yeah, sorry, I'll shut up now.
No, don't worry about it.
I got the message.
First time for everything, mate. But I'm going to ask your dad a question. Is he free to talk?
Oh yeah, I'll let him talk now.
Okay, yeah, we're going to tug.
Sure.
We're going to tug on the heartstrings on this one, just for a quick sec. So Phil, I'm 44 years old. You're 16 years my senior. You're somebody that, although as Jude mentioned, although you're shorter than me, I still look up to you, and I still really appreciate all of the hard work that you do, inside and out, for your family and how you guys work as a collective unit. And I really, really, really love my family as well. As you know, you've been here. You've had many dinners with us here in the States. You're aware of the love that I have for the family. And there would be nothing more amazing than to see my son Reed step out, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be Plaster, but to step out into the world and be as enthused as William and Jude are with the craft, and with Bay as well. She is just absolutely in love with cheer and with piano. And she has the opportunity, if she puts her head down, to really, really, really step into a whole nother realm with it. And she may do that. And Reed has the opportunity to do that with skiing. He is just absolutely obsessed with it. And it warms my heart to see my own kids be enthused by their passions. What does it mean to you as a father to be in England, to know that your son is over here in the States for the third time learning a craft that you taught him?
Well, my shoulders ache more than they normally would because I'm having to do his work as well as mine. That's the reality.
Yeah.
No, I'm super proud of the boys. And I know that you'll recognise this as a parent. The best thing we can do for our children is to give them opportunities and support them when they take them. And whatever whatever the boys chose to do, we would be 100% behind. Mm-hmm. And thrilled, with them finding their own place in life. That they've come to work with me was completely unexpected, because they didn't really show any interest in doing that. They were both into computers, and that's the way we thought they'd go. Like Will said, it was a chance after a year of working in computers that they laid him off, and he came with me temporarily until he found another computing apprenticeship, and then of course realized actually what he really wanted to do was to work with his hands. It's amazing working with your family, and you should send Reed over to us.
He would love it.
And Bay when she's ready, and we'll find out just what kind of work they want to do, and we'll get them doing something exciting in plaster.
Yeah,
some scagliola maybe, or some graffiti, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful, isn't it? But as a parent, all we can do is make the world safe for them, give them a safe, warm home to live in, a great environment. As Will said, he grew up having no worries. That's the greatest gift that any of us can ever have.
Yeah,
to grow up carefree, and it's something we kind of take for granted when it's there in front of us. But as we know, so many people don't get that opportunity just to be able to wake somewhere safe and warm and know that.
Yeah. Someone told me once.
I don't remember where that conversation started. I've just kind of rattled on.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here for. The rattling on in the words of our friends Led Zeppelin. Ramble on, sing my song.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favourites. Zoso didn't do.
Did they not play Ramble on?
No, they didn't.
Damn it! They played No Quarter though, which is why I love that. Yeah. That was a good time. We had a good time.
Mm-hmm. We did.
Yeah. You are involved in a guild or some guilds.
Yeah.
In the UK. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's just one guild now.
Mm-hmm.
It became two because I created a breakaway branch because I wasn't happy with the way that the guild was being managed. It was being managed not for the trade, but for it was like a gentleman's drinking club.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't what the guilds were set up to be. They were there to help the tradesmen and to ensure quality of work and good training and that sort of thing. So we set up an alternative guild, and we managed to get them to change their philosophy on the guild. So now that they've moved into line with what we wanted them to be, a trade guild, we've all joined that guild again. So there is just one guild. It's the Worshipful Company of Plasterers. It was formed in about, I think it was the early, 1505 or 1510 or something like that. They were granted a charter, and now it is a proper trade guild and getting more trade based. I'm quite heavily involved in that, and the current master, Tony Mitchell, is brilliant. He's not a plasterer. I don't think there's been a plastering master of the guild for 150 or 200 years or so, but let's hope there might be again one day.
Do you think
they're pretty good, and I'd highly recommend you guys to join. Join and come over. And they've got a beautiful hall in centre of London, a guild hall. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, well,
and I think the motto is let brotherly love continue, and that's what it's all about for us.
Mm-hmm.
Getting together as a guild and supporting one another,
and educating one another. Yeah. And I spoke to them in a Zoom meeting a few weeks ago, and it was a beautiful meeting, and I was pleased to know that they're very philanthropic as well. They really, really, really support the charities, and I think it's all about giving back.
Yeah, sure.
Because again, if we hold on to all of this knowledge, it's going to die. It's going to go by the wayside, especially.
Oh yeah, sure. One generation, it's all gone.
Yeah, it's all gone.
And that's what happened. You asked me a question about my book, didn't you? And I missed an opportunity to plug it.
You deflect. Well, plug away, my friend.
That's the whole point of the book. Is that the subject of the book is early British plasterwork. So plasterwork in the UK began, ceilings began to be plastered around about sort of 1480, 1500. Prior to that, there are no plastered ceilings. And that next 200 years, up until about sort of 1700, was the best plasterwork that was ever created in this country. It's amazing plaster ceilings. And nobody ever wrote down anything about how to do it, or what mixes to use, or what tools to use. It was all kept secret because the plasterers were worried that they'd give away their secrets, and so nothing was ever written down. So I researched it for 25 years in my own time, and became obsessed with it, still obsessed with it, of course, and recreated the techniques, the materials, and the processes in order to create Elizabethan and Jacobean ceilings. I wrote it down in the book, and that's what the book is all about, making sure that no one ever has to spend 25 years of their life learning about that stuff. They can just pick up the book and go, okay, there's the mix. Oh, there's the tool, though. Let's get on and get started.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, where you and I are so similar. Mm-hmm. In my desire to share the knowledge that we have, because I learned how to plaster when I was 22 years old, and I came from a painting and a drywall background. And
sure.
I spent so much time and energy learning what not to do that by the time I learned what to do, I almost didn't even have the ability to appreciate it anymore. I was just beaten down by the whole process that if I can impart any bit of wisdom on folks, I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have to learn. There's obviously going to be some schools of hard knocks, but let me show you the right way to do what you need to do. And then from there, you can go ahead and bend the rules all you want.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my philosophy.
Well, and the thing is, everyone plasters differently. Every person approaches a wall with a different state of mind and from a different angle. So you can show people how to plaster, but they'll kind of they'll get their own technique. Yeah,
all in due time. All in due time.
Yeah.
And you guys, besides the King's Foundation, you guys have. I mean, I first met you at a course in southern France.
Mm-hmm.
How many courses have you taught?
Oh, my God, I've no idea. Hundreds. Hundreds. I think we talk about student engagement. That would be in the thousands. We've been on a project in Yorkshire. We've had 2 weeks there, and we've already engaged with over 20 different people. And we're planning a lot more. So that one project that will be going on throughout the summer, I think we'll be engaging with possibly 100 to 150 students on that one project.
Wow.
And that's free. That's not paid.
Mm-hmm.
Students can just come and spend time with us for free, and we'll give up a day or half a day. And we've got people getting in touch from America that want to come over, a couple of students, people from Germany, just engaging, really.
Yeah. What's next in the future for Gaches Plastering?
Oh, Will and Jude. That's the future.
Yeah.
We're in a 10-year handover process.
Yeah.
I'm learning to step back and watch more rather than take the lead role.
Yeah.
It's
What do you see, Will, for the future?
Yeah, it's a very, as you say, we're in a handover. It's a very slow process, but day by day, job by job, I'm learning how to not only lead a job, but communicate effectively with clients and architects, and just picking up little things every single time that I witness them. The paperwork and that side of things is to come, but it will definitely get there. And I'm looking forward to the future.
Brilliant. That's where we're going, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to where I don't come to work anymore.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be actually very nice. Thanks.
Sooner rather than later, eh?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's great. It's a great period for me. It's a great time for me to really step up in the role and take it on board and run with it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
And you will take it in the direction that you want to. It doesn't matter what I've been doing this last 40 years. If you want to do something different, that's the way it'll go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
Phil, you can also maybe in your spare time, we're going to get you a little bit more acquainted with a computer, and you could be teaching your lifelong skills on our Plaster Portal platform. And,
Oh yeah, that would be really cool.
yeah, and William's going to be able to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, I've been
that's
delegated as the behind the scenes tech guy of that, as you seemingly don't know how to work a calendar.
Or my carer, do you mean?
Yes, that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
In and out of work.
Yeah, we'd like that. Yeah, that'd be good, because we could engage with people from all over the world from that screen, whereas we're kind of limited to people that can get to our place face to face.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to use technology to our advantage here,
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Oh, I like computers. I'm just not very good at them.
Yeah. It takes
I'm
time.
more 16th century than 21st century.
Yeah. Well, we can always teach an old dog some new tricks. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that. This old dog is very stubborn.
He's stubborn. Yeah. Well,
Oh boy.
yeah. Well, we got the old dog on the microphone today, which, Phil, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And, I know it took a little prodding from William, so I appreciate that. And,
Oh, it's always fun talking to you guys.
yeah. Thank you so much. And I know those shoulders are sore, and there's probably some sleepy time tea in your future. So,
Yeah.
yeah, get to bed, my friend, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Cool, lovely. Send my love to all the family and all the team,
Yes, we'll do.
and I look forward to seeing them soon.
Yes, chat soon.
Cheers, bye.
Thanks for listening, team. So much fun here. This is so awesome. Don't forget to join in next week as we jet down to Florida and check in with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ron Francis. That's right. Influenced by alchemy and nature, Ron's installations have graced the finest residences in the South, while his craft and character continue to gain notoriety in other parts of the country, leaving customers thirsty for his signature touch. Bluntly said, his reputation precedes his entrance. With a propensity for complex projects and accentuated character flair, he's earned accolades and fans across the globe. You won't want to miss this episode as we chat high-gloss finishes, education, manufacturing, and of course art. Until next time, cheers!